Lease daw ako ng lease. Walang kwenta raw yung ginagawa ko. Wala raw katapusan na pambabayad yan. Bobo daw ako. Ang daming commenters lately. Punong-puno yung comment section natin sa YouTube. So you know what guys? In this video, pag-uusapan natin leasing versus buying. Hopefully, medyo gumising yung mga isip ng mga ibang tao dyan. Let's go. Ano po ba ang mas maganda kung bibili ng kotse? Do I finance it or do I lease it? And yun po pag-uusapan natin ngayon. So, dito po sa Canada, kung gusto niyo bumili ng bagong kotse, meron kayong dalawang option. You can either finance it or you can lease it. So, depende po sa situation ninyo. Baka financing makes more sense or maybe leasing makes more sense. Depende po yan. Iba-iba yung sitwasyon ng tao, di ba? But both has its benefits and both has its drawbacks, right? Sa sitwasyon po namin, with my history, my car history, I've done both. Okay? So I have history with financing cars and I have history with leasing cars also. So mag-umpisa po tayo kung ano ibig sabihin ng dalawa. Financing po ibig sabihin is you're paying for the full value of the car with taxes on top and all the fees on top. And they divide that into the term of your contract. So, kunyari, palagay mo na, bilhin nyo ng kotse 50,000 and yung term ninyo is 5 years. So, what they're gonna do is they're gonna divide 50,000 plus the tax, plus the fees, plus the interest, divide it into 5 years, and that's how you're gonna figure out what your bi-weekly payments will be or your monthly payments. And pag natapos nyo yung 5 taon, ibig sabihin, sa inyo na yung kotse. Leasing, on the other hand, pipili kayo ng kotse, palagay nyo na same car, 50,000, right? Pero instead of paying the full amount, you pay a fraction of the amount because at the end of the term, that car is not yours. That car still belongs to the dealership. Although maybe at the end of the year, depende just sa contract ninyo, merong buyout. Ibig sabihin, whatever the residual value is, that's what you can pay the dealership if you want to keep the car. So, kunyari po, sa lease, after 5 years, ang residual value na pinirmahan ninyo is palagay nyo ng 20,000. Ibig sabihin po nun, if you want to keep the car, after the 5 years is done, you have the option of buying it from the dealer for $20,000. But, if you choose not to, ibabalik nyo lang po yung kotse nyo sa dealership. So basically, what you're doing is you're paying for the use of the car. Similar to rent. Parang nirerentahan nyo yung kotse from the dealership on a monthly basis. So, yun po ang difference. So, marami pong magsasabi, walang kwenta yung lease na yan. Dahil bayad ka ng bayad, wala ka naman nakukuha at the end, right? Dahil babalik mo yung kotse. You have to switch that mindset. You have to change that mindset. Dahil tandaan nyo po, yung kotse, hindi asset yan. Yung kotse, liability yan. Okay? It's a depreciating, I don't even want to call it an asset. It's a depreciating item. That's what that is. So, bakit po ba talaga ayaw ng tao mag-lease ng kotse? Because, I don't know, maybe it's the Filipino culture. We were always taught growing up na pag may binabayaran ka, you have to get something in return, right? But, tapos sa lease, bayad ka ng bayad, ibabalik nyo lang at the end of the term. Well, kailangan po yung mindset na yun, i-reset natin. Dahil, tandaan nyo, you are paying for the use of the car. Okay? And if you lease, you are not taking on the depreciation. The depreciation, nasa dealer yun. Sa kanila babagsak dahil you technically don't own the vehicle. They do. So they shoulder the depreciation. So, like I said, depende po sa sitwasyon ng tao. Karamihan po, not karamihan, I guess that's the same. Karamihan po ng mga individuals na merong registered business o may negosyo, they always, 99.9999% of the time, kotse nila is leased. Dahil yung lease payments, you can put it towards your tax deductions at the end of the year to lower your income para yung tax bracket ninyo bumaba. Because when you run a business, the lower income that you can show on paper, the better. Because the less taxes that you're going to be responsible for to pay the government. So it only makes sense kung may negosyo po kayo that's generating a decent income on a yearly basis na meron kayong mga deductions. And one of the ways to generate deductions or to generate legitimate receipts for tax purposes is vehicle expense. So kaya po karamihan ng tao, without going into detail, karamihan po ng tao na may mga negosyo, they tend to lease vehicles 99.999% of the time because it just makes more financial sense, di ba? Or another scenario, kunyari po, you don't really drive that much. Kunyari po, you don't really know about cars. Kunyari po, you want something brand new every 2-3 years. Or kunyari po, yung kita nyo sa trabaho nyo, medyo maluwag kayo. Then yes, it makes sense to lease a car. Nung po nagkumpisa kami ni Mrs. na mag-lease, wala pa po kaming business nun. Pero yung wife ko po, hindi siya marunong mag-mekaniko obviously. You know, all she knows is how to drive the car. Kung merong masira, you know, lagi po akong kinakabahan, right? Plus, almost 100% of the time, nasa kanya po yung mga bata. So, isipin nyo, kung ako masiraan ng kotse, ayos lang yun because I know what to do, I'm a guy. Plus, I'm a car guy on top of that, right? Naiintindihan ko po yung kotse. Pero kung po yung misis ko nasiraan ng kotse, I don't want her to be in that predicament, especially with the kids with her, right? So naisip po namin, it's worth the expense, you know, to lease a vehicle. That way, meron siyang bagong kotse na I don't have to think about in my head. So if they have to go somewhere, you know, with my kids, alam ko safe sila. So kung meron pong masira, all I have to do is call the dealership and say, hey, your car broke, fix it, give me a loaner. And at the same time, get my kids and my wife an Uber back home. You know, ganun po kasimple. Plus kung another thing is, kung meron pong masira mechanically, they take care of it. I don't have to worry about it. So basically what I'm saying po, the lease payments that we're making on a brand new car from the dealership is really based on us and our peace of mind and convenience. Knowing the fact that A, bago yung kotse, B, kung merong masira, problema ng dealership, and C, the most important part is the depreciation, we don't shoulder it. And number 4, say we ended up liking the car, we always have the option to buy it out at the end of the term. Okay, yun po ang advantages ng lease. Financing, on the other hand, I'm not against it. Okay, like for some people, tama po yun. You know? Pero, yung pong pinakamasakit doon is the depreciation. Dahil kotse po ngayon, hindi na mura. Napakamahal po ng kotse ngayon. And it's a proven fact that the moment you drive a car off the lot, you're losing at least 10 to 15%, if not more, right off the top, right off the sticker price on depreciation. And the longer you keep it, the lower the value becomes because it is not an asset. Tapos kung merong masira, especially if it's after the warranty period, sagot nyo po yun. Alright? Habang tumatanda yung kotse, hindi natin maiiwasan na masisira siya. Talagang masisira siya. So, sa akin po, kung tatanungin niyo ako, do I really want to deal with all of that? No. Pero sa akin lang po yun. You know, sa karamihan po ng tao, it makes sense for them to do that. And you know what? If the numbers work and you can afford it, go ahead and do it if it's gonna make you happy. Sa akin lang po, in our situation, it's a loss. It really is. Dahil na-switch ko na po yung mindset ko and thinking na if I go out and lease a vehicle, I'm not buying the vehicle. Instead, I'm paying for the use and the convenience of that vehicle instead of the vehicle itself. Tsaka one other thing, guys, that I forgot to mention. You will typically get a lower bi-weekly payment on a higher trim car with a lease versus a standard financed vehicle. So palagay po natin, okay, I'll give you an example. Try to lease a Honda Civic, top trim level. I think that's an SI. I'm not sure, correct me. And try to finance a Honda Civic base, which is an LX, I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. And I guarantee you that my lease payments on the highest trim Honda Civic is gonna be lower than the finance payments on a basic Honda Civic. It's just how it works, because when you lease po, you're not paying for the whole value of the car. You're paying for a percentage of the value of the car. So that's another thing po. You can get a much better car for a lower payment versus a financed vehicle when you lease. So there's more things to consider po. Pero I just wanted to touch up on this subject. So yung pong mga kabayans natin out there, they're more informed. Dahil karamihan po ng tao pag narinig nila lease, lang kwenta yan. Hindi maganda yan. I would like them to come in and have an open mind and actually break down why it makes sense for some people. I'm not saying it makes sense for everybody, but why a lot of people do it. And this is why I try to provide information and I try to provide awareness para po malaman ng mga kabayans natin, why it's a viable option, maybe for you or for some. Maybe not for all. Okay? So, dahil nagawa po namin yan, we've been doing it for a long time now, and for our situation, it works.